Well, hello there. Hey there, Bren. And thanks. I figured it fit because, well, my intention for the future, hopefully, is that I'll be able to go through and play all of the Panzer Dragoon games, at least all of the easily available console games. I mean, okay, well, the main point that I've kind of wanted is to eventually play through Panzer Dragoon Saga, which was the third game out of what I guess you could call the Panzer Dragoon trilogy. Of, the three games that were released on the Sega Saturn. And before I wanted to play Saga, I wanted to play through the two games that came before to really appreciate the evolution of the series. And sure, there's the Panzer Dragoon remake on Switch and PlayStation 4 and all that, but there's something about really starting at the very beginning when the graphics were chunky and primitive that I think makes it something that could be more appreciated. Yeah, being able to appreciate how things evolved. And, well, of course, there's starting at the very beginning. I've got the case right here. It's kind of something I found kind of interesting, kind of looking back and thinking over, is how I know there were a few of these for PS1, but they really quickly stuck to the PlayStation 1 eventually went to the more compact jewel cases for CDs, but the Sega Saturn had these longer ones that they're kind of interesting in a fashion. They have weight, as it were. First thing I'm gonna do is switch the controls to normal directions, because the standard is the I suppose it's kind of to be expected for some flight games where it treats the directions like a flight stick, in that pressing up aims down and otherwise pulling back aims up. But I'm kind of have the mindset of my fingers just thinks thumb goes up, thing goes up. So I'll be doing that. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, like I know what you mean when you're talking about some of those other cases. Like, in many ways, I'm very glad that we live in a digital age where it's very easy to get a hold of software and it doesn't always take up a lot of space, but sometimes you kind of miss the big boxes and weird shapes things came in. Yeah. Well, I believe that should be everything. Gonna check through it. Yeah. So yeah, this is kind of one of those games where it's like, yeah, they didn't have too much of controls to spread out, because for the most part the face buttons shoot. The other ones kind of change your view. Yeah. And this is one thing that I do like, though, is that they I can listen to it more easily on Spotify and all that. I do recommend looking up this game's music and listening to it. You'll probably be able to tell for yourself soon, but Panzer Dragoon has some pretty decent music. Yeah. And I apologize if I don't react too much to chat stuff, as this is compared to Pokemon Let's Go, where obviously it's a turn-based RPG. This one is Panzer Dragoon is a rail shooter, and it's a bit more action-packed, but I will try to react as I can. It will help that this game, being a CD game of the 90s, it has some video to it, though. Actually, before we get into that, there's a bit of text that I do kind of want to read off. It kind of sets up a little bit of background for this. Sega Saturn. Thousands of years have passed since a once thriving human civilization perished in the dust. Time goes by, passing their existence in fear of the ever-present shadow of cybergenetic warfare. The few remaining human beings struggle to regain the power that they have lost. With a desolate future, the people look to their past for a glint of hope. Excavations at an ancient tower have provided the people with a deadly arsenal now turned upon their foes. This power has created strife among surrounding nations, all struggling against each other and the evil forces of the Dark Dragon. The fate of the world rests on the wings of an armored blue dragon. Yeah, they did a good job with designing the Saturn logo. It's kind of a shame that it didn't really do that well. Now then, let's begin. We find ourselves in the desert. Yeah, some good old 90s FMV. There's danger. That might be worth sharing. I obviously can't take a look at it now, but it is neat to have some stuff shared of those commercials. Thanks. Well, we managed to survive. Found the ruins. Inside, filled with strange machines, remnants of an older age. Well, those things that caused us trouble is dead, but it looks like that's because... Oh dear. Something that's trouble. And we're cornered. And the bolts do nothing. But it looks like we are very lucky. Where are we? Oh shit, we just had an encounter with two dragons. That's a heck of a thing. fighting each other. Ugh.
Miscus.
Yeah, I guess that chest wound was not good for him. Been saved, but now we have a mission. Sorry, dudes, but I gotta do a thing. I mean, if it were me, I probably would not say no to a dragon either. And now, the action begins. That is some chunky 3D. I mean, it's not too bad as far as the air goes, but yeah. I forgot to set the controls back. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna real quick cut. I will skip through the cutscenes. I promise. I should have remembered to do that when I did the reset. Alright. Let's do the thing. This probably helps anyway because I had not touched my controller in such a period that my wireless controller disengaged. So this works out. Now, how this works is there's only one fire button, but what it does depends on the context. If we hold down the button, it fires it's a lock-on attack. We scan until it locks, and then shoots out that lance of lights from our dragon's mouth. Otherwise, we just tap it. We shoot our pilot shoots out a blast from his gun. Unfortunately, this was from a period that had no special maneuvers. Though we can adjust our angle of attack. And it is in fact the case that there is a difference between your dragon's light weapon and your gun. The dragon can lock onto targets, but it cannot take out missile attacks. Your pilot is kind of a support gunner in that fashion and can shoot down missiles before they hit the dragon. Now, your dragon can fly around some stuff, but that's only when you are facing forward. So if you are facing something from the side, you do have to provide some support. we also have alternative views. This is the standard one. Here's how it looks when we go from the side. That just kind of happens automatically. When we're facing forward, though, we can also have a little bit more of a closer, more personal camera angle. Or we can zoom back, kind of get more of a distant view. As it stands, we kind of get a nice view of this world. Starting off here, you can kind of see we're in, it seems to be a flooded city of a sort, filled with all kinds of freakish monsters, remnants of the vast, incredible genetic engineering that it seems the ancient people were capable of doing. Done a good job of facing various monsters that are about. Now, come face to face, or at least face to back, with an Imperial cruiser, battleship, or whatever the proper term is. Probably the one we saw in the cutscene. Now, I'm going to admit something here, which is that this is kind of not my first time playing this game. I have, while I have not beaten this specific version of the game, to completion, I have beaten the remake on Switch. Now, I'll admit, it's kind of interesting right away just because some of the graphics are different. I guess an immediately obvious thing is that things are a bit more flat. Again, I guess that kind of comes with the territory of the older graphics. And also because I know you're trying so hard. Yes, nice Star Fox references. In fact, to tell the truth, that's kind of what got me into wanting to try this series to begin with. I wanted to try out Panzer Dragoon. The very first one I played was actually the last one, Panzer Dragoon Orta. And I wanted to try it because I heard that it was kind of like Sega's answer to Star Fox. I mean, I guess this was 95. So it was before Star Fox 64, but after the original Super Nintendo one. But point is, it's like, it's that kind of a rail shooter kind of thing. I thought, I like Star Fox, and at that point in time, there had not been any Star Fox recently, so I thought, I'd try to give it a shot. And I wound up really enjoying it. And kind of a funny thing is, that's actually where I got my first taste of this game, because Panzer Dragoon Orta, which was, it was an original Xbox game, by the way, though I played it on 360 with backwards compatibility. For Panzer Dragoon Orta, one of the unlockables you could get in it was the original version of the game. I found it a bit too hard, though, just because it lacked some features that Orta had, which I really liked. But it was kind of neat in that it gave me a taste of, what this original, basic version of the game was. Yeah. It's kind of a shame that, they don't do that as often anymore. I mean, I suppose nothing else, it's kind of nice that they do make sure that their games easily publishable and purchasable on systems, but man, like, it is neat when you have like a whole other game inside of the game. Episode 1 completed. Alright.
Dragoon Heavy. TTBASTP. Exit. Roamul Pratemaclar. Enedor Hall. Nera. Media Prehende. Dragoon.
Oh dear, and it looks like we're being hunted. Or are they going after the Black Dragon? Oh yeah, that's a super awesome thing as well, to have unreleased games be a treat. Now, we start with episode 2 in the desert. Giant worms and flaps. Things flying all over the place. Cave. I would not be at all surprised if they had Dune in mind when making that particular enemy. I'm willing to bet these were the kind of things that were attacking us in the intro. Leave me alone. Ugh. It's kind of cheesing it, but you can have the blaster be a lot more rapid fire if you kind of roll your fingers across it. Yeah, I can understand if someone wouldn't want to do it because it seems like it's a bit too much, because, like, by comparison to, say, like, I mean, obviously one influence is Star Fox, or at least a comparable thing is Star Fox. Star Fox you can always count on, at least for the original ones, you can always just count on, like, what's in front of you being something you have to deal with, whereas this you have a whole 360-degree thing kind of going on. Butt kick. Man, I'm terrible at dodging. That may have something to do with it, yeah. Because there's definitely a difference between knowing and kind of why things are moving as they are when you're in control versus when you're not. Oh, heck. Oh, heck. I might actually have to start this level over. Well, let's keep going. Yep, I mean, yeah, for this game, your continues are basically your lives. It's definitely a game that's in that vein of like hardcore arcade classics in that sense. Like it's kind of a thing of I would not be at all surprised if there was like a arcade version of this. I don't think there is. I think this was just a Saturn. It was also a PC version. Oh, heck, I'm just gonna try to dodge. Yep. Now the thing that's kind of nice about this game, that's also kind of not nice, if you really want to jump to a level, this game does not have a save file. You can, in fact, enter a password to get a level select. It's kind of funny. You would think that because the Saturn has built-in memory, so it's not like you need a memory card or whatever, but I guess they just kind of built it with the thought of, well, people don't need to save all this stuff. And yeah, there is a Dragon-only mode. I haven't tried it myself, but it's kind of neat that they have a thing like that. Heck. Yeah. Like, if... I do want to avoid taking up too much of people's time, so I will use the level select if I absolutely need to, but I am going to try to do this without doing so if I can help it. I think I might just have to do a dodge for this. Okay. I guess I can't dodge that green acid or whatever it is that it's projectiling at us. Come on. Side of dodging. Can I? I think we took one of them out. Oh, man, that's a lot of chunks. Oh, heck. Oh, hey, Black Dragon. Oh, jeez. Where are you? There you are. You ain't getting missiles on us, buddy. No. Okay. NES Buckyo. Here, I mean, maybe. No. Back into it. Oh, heck. No, 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 no. Wait, keeping us down. My eyes off that battleship too soon. No, 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 no. I don't know, I reckon maybe a mining operation? Some sort of processing? Yeah. Hey Nate. And yeah, I have played the Switch original, but I'm going through this with the intent of enjoying the evolution of the game series from how it started off on the Saturn original. I will say right away I'm appreciating some differences from the Switch remake, in that this is definitely a nighttime level, but in the remake they kind of had more of an orange sunset vibe going on. It's kind of interesting seeing the difference. What's there? That's a whole... That's a lot of missiles. Bouncy balls of fire. then a boss, I believe. You are a thing I can shoot. What? Oh, we are under attack. Gotta do the heckin' dodging. Heck. Well, let's try that again. I think another thing that's kind of throwing me off on this versus what I've done in terms of playing the Switch remake. The Switch remake has options for twin stick controls, where you aim with the right stick and fly with the left. And when your reticle can be separate of your flight path, that makes it a whole lot easier. Whereas this, you know, I gotta... aiming and flight are both done with the D-pad, which kind of adds a little bit more challenge. Giving me a chance to go through things in a more efficient fashion, I say as I bang my head into the gate. Come on. Hopefully when I get to that turret emplacement, I'll be able to handle them better. Maybe shoot them down before they shoot off too many missiles. Go. Somehow I remember getting shot a whole lot more. Oh, here we go. Yep, I'm just gonna fly up out of their way. Alright, well, I'm in a better state than I was when I first got through here. Yeah, definitely good music. It's available on Spotify if you want to look for it there, and you can also find it in other places. Quit shooting back! You're being inconsiderate. Oh gosh, I've lost almost half my health. It's too much bouncing stuff. Alright, well, I'm in a better spot than I was before. health. Hopefully, I can actually get my aim right, or at least get my flight right. I remember this also gave me trouble in the Switch remake, because I had a hard time judging the angle of some of those fans. Heck. And now they've reconfigured. Deal with that. Gotta land behind us. Heck no! I only got a sliver of health, but I can make the most of it. Hack. Okay. I know I said I did not want to use the level select code if I didn't have to, but I am not going to force us to go through all those chapters again if I can help it. So, up, down, left, right, X, Y, Z. There we go. It's one of those things. I'm sure that if I just sat down on my own time, I could beat this without use of that code. But I'm not going to waste everyone's time just forcing y'all to watch me play through the first couple levels so that I can have those bragging rights. We'll see what happens. I want to at least get through this third chapter. I want to have like at least an hour's worth of time on this before I throw in the towel. Because I know I'd appreciate being able to let you guys see the ending with me as well. Now I'm getting back down to scrub territory with my skills. I suppose you can also consider this an opportunity to gain an appreciation for this level that we've gone to for the third time. And even if I am using the level skip cheat, I am enjoying the possibility of being able to play through this game in its classic retro form. Stupid thing shooting at me. Okay, we know we can get up to the point of those turrets without losing too much health. This part tends to be kicking my butt. Let's hope I can get through this without being kicked in the nuts. Heck, those frickin' bouncing bombs really are what get me, I think. See, an 80s music makes you think 80s action movie. Yeah, I can kind of get that. Yeah, this game has a little bit of some actual orchestrated stuff, but it's definitely got plenty of that synth. Alright. Now then, let's avoid things. All right. Okay, we've got better health than we have before. And it lands behind us, and it's going to shoot off some missiles, which we are going to take down handily. And then we gotta dodge. Ah, heck. Almost down to half health. Oh, okay. The music's they go past us and they split up the front and then come back. We got like a third of this health left. Don't let the missiles pass. Okay, one got past, but I hit it before it split. Now, almost there. And gotcha. Made it. But we are being pursued. Yeah, Star Wars Rogue Squadron was one of my favorites too. I still remember the one thing that was particularly unique, the cheat that will let you fly a car. I also thought it was cool because I remember that game being one of my first exposures to expanded universe Star Wars. Some of the neat starship designs they had. Jeez, things are going fast. High speed things through these ruins. Man, you'd almost think this was made by the same company who did Sonic. Ah, jeez. Oh god, I've already lost so much health again. Open the doors, thank you. Oh, jeez. And I just glanced at chat and saw a thing about the V-Wing. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And the Rogue Squadron. Ah. Heck. Okay, I knew this was a high-speed section in the remake too, but this feels a lot more frantic. No. Oh, jeez. Jeez. No time for lock-ons, let's just frickin' hack them up. Maybe we can lock onto these ones. Heck, no. I think this might have been the kind of the kind of section where they're like, hey, have you been getting used to, like, using your frickin' dragon's lock-on all the time? Well, guess what? You better make sure your rider knows how to frickin' shoot, too. I'm gonna die. You ain't locking onto me. And it looks like the doors are starting to malfunction. And, yeah. Which way are you gonna open? Okay. I gotta admit, this feels like some pretty decent, performance for an early 3D game. That thing's a boss. And if I recall, he cannot be locked onto. Nope. Yeah, you can lock onto him, but it does nothing to him. The dragon's attack does nothing. You gotta shoot him with your blaster, holy heck. Yeah, I have a feeling this is one of those, yeah. It's a heckin' level, alright. The funny thing is, like, if you like get good at this game, it's actually pretty short. I mean, it's kind of, you know, again, making the comparison, it's kind of like Star Fox in that fashion. The levels are kind of short, but the challenge keeps you coming back. Unfortunately, it doesn't have like branching paths like Star Fox, but it's something. Back. Gotta remember, don't rely on the homing shot. Just frickin' shoot the gun. That, or I just gotta frickin' dodge. Oh. Heck. No. Yeah, locking onto those is fine. Because they give me time to react. Here it goes. Man, they just come out one after the other. I thought there'd be more. Oh yeah, I guess there is more. And then the doors get tricksy, don't they? Yep. Opens to the left. Then they kind of... Yep. Go past the unassuming heap, and a boss battle starts. Oh. I think this might be kind of a pseudo cutscene. Like, I think one, to kind of have a moment of badassery, and I think also just to kind of have a thing of making sure the game's trying to emphasize, oh yeah, this thing woke up and is going to try to kill you. Now. You sit still, please. Huh? Did I blow off one of its arms? Yes. Yes, I did. No. Well, it's trying to lock on. I think I can hit it with my homing shot now? No, I cannot. let's try that again. And, let's see. This type of 3D shooting 'em up really doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. Like, I know there's a few that come out once in a while, but it's definitely become more of a niche, genre these days. Like, I know this game had or rather, this series had a spiritual successor on the Xbox One. And I know there's been stuff like, there was that Sin and Punishment sequel that they put out on the Wii. But this is definitely not like, you know, big ticket thing anymore. And for Bullet Hell, I think it helps that they don't kind of require the same development set as a 3D shooter, rail shooter like this. Yeah. Heck. Stupid things shooting me as soon as I open the door. Yeah. Yeah, stuff like Toho is pretty much the face of the modern shoot 'em up. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, there are some other things, but, like, basically when people say shoot 'em up, stuff like Toho is definitely the prime candidate. Which is a shame, because there's plenty of other, like, examples of the genre that deserve some attention, but hey, it's what happens. Especially when big companies don't really give them the love that they ought to. I do like that they are making a new art-type game, though, for example. That's kind of been one of those old-school series that hasn't really had a title in a while. I actually kickstarted that. I hope it doesn't suck. It's kind of a funny thing. I don't think I've ever played a Pocky and Rocky. I remember vaguely seeing some bits of it. That might be a thing worth trying at some point. Let's see. I would say, though, also speaking of 3D shooters, I suppose there have been a few in recent times, but, you know, they're not especially like this. Like, one thing that comes to mind is Star Fox Zero, which I would not strictly say is kind of a 3D shooter, like rail shooter like this in that sense. It's kind of a thing, like, I will say this. I'm one of those mutant freaks who likes Star Fox Zero, but I will admit, it really feels like so many people just want, like, a good, decent sequel to Star Fox 64. And it doesn't seem like it would be that hard to Nintendo just frickin' do that already, because it's what the people want. Like, I get that they want to innovate and all that, but at the same time, if we can have, like, a whole lot of Mario games that play kind of similarly, I don't think it would hurt to have something that plays a bit like Star Fox 64, except a little different. You'd think I'd remember that's an attack if you do. Ha! Anticipated that. Alright. Managed to get rid of its wing. Now it's doing the frickin' laser scan attack. taken out half of what I freaking had before. Alright. Now, we gotta hit the frickin' head. Because now it's like basically a floating torso. We can do it. Fear not, dragon buddy. I shall take care of this jerk off if I can aim. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Alright. Hold still so I can shoot you. All right. Thank you. Yeah, it's been about an hour. Ah, yes, and of course, we're followed by more trouble. But you know what? We'll do that next time. Let's see. And pause. Okay, and let's see. Sometimes it takes a game to kickstart a renaissance of sorts. Bloodstained may have kickstarted a small surge of something the nighttime games. Yeah, I think it's kind of one of those things where I think sometimes it's almost kind of one of those things where it's you have someone kind of calling out saying, we want this type of game that we've been denied because it's fallen out of favor with like big AAA development. And I kind of like that in a way because it shows how there really can be an interest in a thing, and there can almost be a craftsmanship to these games. There's a sort of art. It's not just a business. I mean, yes, in part it is business, but it doesn't have to just be that. Yeah. And yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for following along. Yep. Y'all get your sleep. I guess we'll continue this on, yeah, it'll be Sunday. Yeah, hopefully we could finish it. I would be utterly ashamed of myself if I could not beat the back end of this game in one more session. Yeah. Yeah. Good night.